Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. Today's guest is Joe Varela, lifelong friend, New Bedford boxer, and I am very, very happy and honored to have him on this podcast. It's been a long time coming. He should have been one of my first guests, but he's definitely not the last, man.
Well, I can tell you this, Charlie. Thank you very much. I'm honored, and it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, good, man. Family's good?
My family's good. The wife still loves me.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love me the most. You know, I'm in a good place in my life right now. My family, my grandkids. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Would not change it for the world.
You had a new grandkid this year, right?
I got this one, 5 months old. You know, yeah. Nolan. So he's coming along there, little chubby.
Good.
You know, Papa's boy. You know, so
we all get chubby.
Yeah.
Speaking of chubby, remember the days when you got inspired for boxing? You had mentioned about you being a little chubby kid.
I don't know if you know about my family came from the Cayman Islands. I came to this country at 6 years old, and I was skinny when I came to this country. For some reason, with the food and the eating and no activity, you know, I gained a lot of weight. I was up at one point. I think at junior high, I was at 210, 215.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kids picked on me, made fun of me, and you know, I was a fighter. You know, so I was always fighting. And I remember you in the Golden School in elementary. I think you were 1 grade or 2 grades ahead of me. I was always in trouble. I was always into fights before school, after school. I remember one time I got into a fight with this girl. I started beating her up.
Mm-hmm.
I regret that day today.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
I regret that day. But every day I would get into a fight. Every morning before school I get into a fight. Sometimes afternoon I would get into a fight. I was in the 3rd grade and guys in the 4th and 5th grade were afraid of me. Didn't know why.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a fat kid. They made fun of me. So the only way that I can fix that was to fight. So I will fight everybody for no reason.
Yeah.
Somebody called me fat or Fat Albert,
mm-hmm.
you know, take me off and I start fighting. And because I had broken English back then, they make fun of me because I was born in Cape Verde.
Yeah.
So they made fun of me. So I was constantly fighting, constantly. I know when I went to junior high, Roosevelt, got my first day at Roosevelt, I started fighting. I got suspended 3 days from Roosevelt. I forgot the principal's name there. And then eventually my father and mother bought a house in West End. Went to Keith Middle School.
Mm-hmm.
And my first day at Keith Middle School, I got to a fight. You know? First day, and I'll never forget his name, Kyle Watkins. I don't know if you remember that name.
Yeah, I remember Kyle
Watkins, for some reason, in the hallway, started making fun of me, calling me fat. So I'm going to beat you up outside after school. I was like, okay, I don't know you, but we're going to fight. After school, there's Kyle, who wants to fight. Well, let me tell you, Kyle had made a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad decision. It was a bad decision. So I started beating up on Kyle, you know. And I don't remember this one gentleman. His name was Buddy. He was a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Bald-headed. I forget. I think he passed away. So Buddy that day said, you know, kid, you want to fight? Took me to the boys club.
Yeah.
Dropped me off, called my father. Listen, your son is at the boys club. My father, what's the boys club for? You learn how to fight.
Yep.
My intention of fighting wasn't to fight and become a boxer. My intention of fighting was to learn how to fight and fight more kids, beat them up. You know, but let me tell you, meeting Mr. Vincent changed my whole life around.
Yeah.
Because I was in the process. I didn't do nothing bad. I didn't steal, do drugs, or sell drugs, or even smoke. I was a fighter. I was always fighting. And I think because I was fat, and kids made fun of me, I fought a lot. You know? And Buddy had taken me to the boys and goes, kid, you want to fight? That's why you want to fight. So put me in the car, took me to the boys club, and introduced me to Mr. Vincent. Sat down with Mr. Vincent. Mr. Vincent said, tomorrow you'll be here for 3 o'clock. All right, well, went to boxing. Right? My intention of boxing now wasn't to be a boxer.
Yeah.
It was to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to get to more fight and fight. After a while, Mr. Vincent, can I get in the ring and spar? Nope. Heavy bag. Okay. A couple of weeks later, Mr. Vincent, can I get in the ring and fight? Nope. Speed bag.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Vincent, no, you're not ready. I'll tell you when you're ready. I'm thinking, man, I've been in there for 3 weeks. I'm going to beat somebody up.
Yeah.
You know, thinking I know everything, right? And I remember Mr. Vincent put, Joe, you ready? I'm ready, Mr. Vincent. So I'm all excited. And he puts me against this kid, Steve Miranda. Yes. Young kid, thin. I think at the time was 100 pounds, soaking wet.
Yeah.
And then here I am, 20 pounds. I started losing weight. This guy beat the crap out of me, man. Every time I would throw a punch, put about 4 punches into my face. Stop me. Every time he's back and punch me and moving, I can't catch this guy. this guy whooped me that day.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Vincent thinking, I'm not coming back next day.
Yeah.
I came back. I went back. And I went back and I went back and I was with Mr. Vincent for 11 years. We won 6 Golden Glove titles, New England, two ABFs, 2 regional championship. The man changed my life.
Yeah.
Mr. Vincent changed my life. I didn't just learn boxing from Mr. Vincent. I learned how to become a man, how to respect people, how to endure pressure,
Mm-hmm.
from other people. And just all around, Mr. Vincent kind of raised me in that sense.
Yeah.
I had a great mom and dad. My mother and father, hardworking, raised 7 kids. 7 kids. Well, I did very well. But I needed Mr. Vincent in my life when he came to my life. And boxing became a part of me, And I followed Mr. Vincent for 11 years, numerous Golden Glove titles, ABF titles, regional titles with Mr. Vincent. I then turned pro after the 88 Olympics. I was hoping for the Olympics. Myself and my co-partner was Ray Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're headed.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I hurt my back in training, and my Olympic dreams were gone. So in '88, I asked Mr. Vincent, listen, I'm ready to turn pro because I'm not going to wait for next Olympic. Mr. Vincent wanted me to hold off,
Mm-hmm.
For the next Olympic, which I would have been 23 at the time, which at the time, I wasn't thinking that way. I asked Mr. Vincent, listen, I want to turn pro. He was against, in a sense, me turning pro so young because I was 20 years old. But he goes, Joe, if that's what you want, then I'm going to send you away to somebody who knows how to do professional boxing. Even though Mr. Vincent knew boxing,
Yeah.
professional boxing was different.
Who did he send you to?
He sent me to Freddie Roach.
All
in
right.
Las
Yep.
Vegas.
Yeah.
He sent me to Freddie Roach in Las Vegas. Did very, very well. I never got an opportunity to fight for a title. But as a pro, I was 24 wins, 6 losses with 14 knockouts, 1 draw. Met a lot of people in boxing. Boxing became my life. And at one time, I thought this all I had was the boxing.
Mm-hmm.
At a point in my life when there was a tragedy, my opponent had passed away. The fighter in me lost something.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried again. I came home. Mr. Vincent, Joe, if you want to stop boxing, stop now. Don't ever come back to the gym unless you're going to train. I said, Mr. Vincent, it's not out of my blood yet. I got to give it a shot. So I had a fight. Manfredo from Rhode Island. It should have been an easy fight. But I held back. I didn't want to hit this guy.
Yeah.
Because the last guy I hit didn't make it. This guy was right in front of me, made for me to hit, and I fell back and I held back. Unfortunately, he beat me on a split decision, 8-round decision. Right then and there, I knew that boxing for me was done because if you look at an opponent and you don't want to hurt him,
Yeah.
kind of back off and jump out of the rings. And when I didn't want to hit this guy, I knew, okay, that strive and that hunger, that animal instincts was gone. I didn't want to hit another man, and that's when I said, Joe, you're done. This is it for you, And till Mr. Vincent's passing, he was always there for me, And I was very fortunate to have him in my life. Another 2 individuals who helped Mr. Vincent Tim was, Lou Lima, who's also passed away, was one of my trainers. Don Lachabal, who I'm still close to today, who's like my father figure. But boxing not only taught me how to fight, but it taught me how to be persistent, hardworking, respectful. A lot of people do the boxing. Some of them are still part of my life today. Even my manager that managed me as a pro, we're still good friends today. He was good to me. He didn't feed me to the wolves. The guy that I had as a trainer, as a manager, unfortunately didn't know the boxing aspect of boxing, so he didn't know how to maneuver me into the professional ring. With my record, I thought maybe, I was going to get a chance at a world title or a United States title. Never got one, but I was okay with it, when I stepped out. I'm very fortunate, had a good job now. I work for the Bristol House Correction, 2 girls, 4 grandkids, love of my life, and for them, I wake up every morning, I go to work and make sure that I come home and see them. So my life's been quite interesting,
It has, and I mean, watching you, following you over the years. First, I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you.
And we all have our own fate, and through it all, your boxing career was decided. Where it began and where it ended. You know what? And then where it ended also led to what you have at home. your family.
I did, yeah.
And so you can have a better understanding of, all right, God's plan was for me to stop now so I can work on my family.
Yeah.
And look.
And look at me now. Like I said, I wouldn't change my family for the world. Love them. I know they love me. My stepdaughter just got her RN. Very proud of her.
Yes.
My daughter will be continuing school in January. She's also going for nursing. I got beautiful grandkids, man. Like I said, my world is full. My work with my job. Like I said, I work for the Bristol County House Correction. I've been there for 20 years. It's a good job, good pay. It's also good benefits, and it's allowed me to do things that, to help my family out. So I've been very grateful and very lucky in my life. Like I tell a lot of guys, I didn't make $1 million in boxing. You know what? What I gained from boxing more than money. And the money that I made, I was lucky. My manager took all my money and put it away. So when I decided to stop boxing, I had a big chunk of change.
Good.
I was able to buy a home, help my parents out for a little while. So I'm very fortunate, Unfortunately, a lot of fighters who step into the ring and when they step out, they got nothing in their hands.
Yeah.
They come out with nothing, and it's unfortunate, Yeah. I didn't want to be one of those fighters where, I'm getting punched to the head, training for the fight, and come out with nothing. I was very fortunate.
Everybody, and the thing is, the one thing we know is that people start taking.
Well, yeah.
Let's see. We got a comment here, Joe, for you. Right. Let's see. That his trainer was Freddie Roach, which is, it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Dude is
top
iconic. Yeah,
top
iconic. And you gotta appreciate that because look how many people probably were in line and waiting to get trained by him.
Didn't get opportunity.
And look how many fights you had.
Yeah, with him. With him. Yeah. He's a hell of a trainer. Like I said today, Freddie Roach is probably one of the best trainers in the world today. If anybody's a boxing fan, he's on every major card. Every one of his fighters on a major card. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao is his. He's trained by Freddie Roach. I've had the opportunity to spar with Virgil Hill, another fighter, world champion, Freddie Roach. Marlon Stalin from Connecticut.
Yep.
Freddie Roach trained him. I was also able to step in the ring with these guys and do a lot of sparring with these individuals. They have more experience than I did. Some of them were heavier than I was, but I stood my ground and did very well against them in the gym. And in fact, I think that I sparred with Marlon Stalin for the four of his last fights before he retired. So I was on it. I sparred guys like Julio Cesar Chavez, Iron Barkley, those type of individuals. So I stepped in the ring with some of the best of them.
So when we gonna write your book? When we gonna do your book, man?
We'll sit down. Yeah, we'll sit down. I go and I enjoy my life now. I write poetry. I told you that I write poetry. I'm a lover of poetry. I like to write poetry.
Yes. We can do a book of that too, man. You know me. I got my 15 or so.
Nice work.
Yeah, we definitely got to put your book in a hardcover, so it could be on your shelf, especially for your grandchildren to look at later.
Yeah, it's a passion of mine. I'm glad that I picked it up. Poetry, it's a passion. And back to boxing, I mean, my poetry also comes a lot from boxing. The aspects of, being focused on something and going and get it. I never knew I was a I could write poetry after I started boxing. Time my hand, like, okay, I'll go to work, come home. What am I doing? I'm not a big television watcher. So I sat down and put my words on paper.
Good.
But I've gotten better where, it's poetry. That's how I gained the love of my wife.
That's it. Throw some words to her.
Oh,
now, how'd you give it to her? You recite it? You put it on paper?
I put it on paper. I put it on paper. I put it on paper. I think she was a good catch. But she called me, So
that's right.
She called me. She asked me to marry her, and I said, "Oh, geez, why not?"
Yes.
And I had known my wife since I was a kid going to school. In high school. Never bothered, but we made up again 30 years later. Here we are, we're married.
It was that talent show that did it, right?
Talent show was 1988, I think it was.
Yeah.
I won a talent show in Buffett. Yeah. Everybody thought I was crazy. I wasn't going to do it, so I did. I wish I had that tape.
Yeah.
Well, I got the tape, but I got the tape for the talent show, but nobody's going to confirm it to DVD. You have to send it away so they can do it. I wish I would have brought that. but I'm gonna still work on it.
All
I
right.
know a lot of guys that were on that talent show wants the video.
Yeah.
No one has that. No,
Vernon Gilmet.
Yeah.
He talked about it, and the thing is he had it,
Did he?
and he let someone borrow it, if I remember the story correctly, and now it's gone forever. I
think the only copy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make that copy and spread it out to the guys that were in that talent show.
We're gonna actually, by the way, everyone, we're here at the communal space here on Union Street, 246 Union Street, New Bedford, Mass. And it's just a great venue, great organizer here, Lionel Walker, my man, is doing great things for the city of New Bedford. And without a doubt, he had, offered us to use this space. We're using it and utilizing it. But I also want to pass it on that you all should utilize it. As you see the fine artwork behind us, very, very quality work, and there's so many things that you can do here. So reach out to them. I know they have a Facebook page, and the name is right there right in the screen right there. Just please reach out to the site, utilize it. We have so many resources here in the city of New Bedford that need to be utilized, including this place. All right, so Joe, I wanted to ask you about training.
Yeah.
Is that something you ever thought about doing?
I thought about it. I thought of many times. I gave it a shot for a little while at the boys' club, but it was tough because I find that maybe it's me, but the new generation not committed.
Mm-hmm.
Like them. When I was a kid, I wanted to jump in the ring and start throwing punches at the other guy.
Yeah.
That's not how it goes. Boxing doesn't work that way. It's a process with training, teaching. It's not just going in and throwing a bunch of punches.
Did you see Wilson's fight?
I didn't see Wilson's
kid
fight.
from the...
No, I didn't see. I read about it. He did well.
Did outside, everything, man.
Yeah,
like the old days.
Was it? Yeah.
Like
I didn't see the fight. I read about it. Yeah. He did very well.
Old football field, remember?
Yeah.
All the fights that Bucky used to, and Vincent used to talk about out there. And
Andre McCoy tournaments, the boxing at the Sergeant Fields. Yeah.
Let me talk to you about one person here.
Right.
Javi Lammers.
Yeah.
All right. We did an interview, me and Tabby Richards, a while back, and I wanted to write a book. I started writing it. I still have it, and I wanted to write a book about Javi. And during that interview, he says that boxing was something that I liked doing, but it was a job.
Yeah.
So he said he used to spar 6 days out of the week,
pretty much,
to get money.
Yeah.
To bring home to his wife, so he could feed the family.
That was back when. That was back then.
Wow, 50s.
50s, yeah.
So, and back then in New Bedford, they say that there was a gym every few blocks away. There was always somewhere to train.
Yeah.
From north end to south end.
Yeah.
And so he said that he could go in different gyms and train.
Yeah.
Get paid for the spar match, and then off and running, and
when you're looking at the 50s and 40s, a lot of fighters, or a lot of people, whether they were fighters or not, would jump into the ring and spot somebody just to get paid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of them are punch drunk today.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say punch drunk, brain damage. Because of it. I was fortunate. 16 years fighting. I was very lucky. And the funny thing about me, when I stopped fighting, for the first time in my career, I broke my nose.
Yeah.
In a car accident. Broke my nose, broke some teeth. Like 16 years fighting, never broke my nose.
Yeah.
Never broke my teeth.
In the car.
The year that I stopped boxing after that car accident, busted teeth and then busted nose. Jesus Christ, that was crazy. 16. But I promised my mom that if she was gonna allow me to fight to go boxing, that I wouldn't come home cut, because she would say, if you come to my house and you're bleeding, you're done. I said, I'm begging my mother. Let me go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And even Buddy had to come over and try to convince my mother to let me go to the gym. And my mother's all said, no kid of mine's gonna get punched in the head. No way. And I begged her, Ma, I promise you that if I stop boxing, I'll never get cut, I'll never cut a broken nose, and something, I kept that promise. Today I stopped fighting. Yeah. Never broke my nose, never got cut. No.
Like Ali, you want to stay pretty, right?
I stay pretty. No, I promised I made my mom. Mom, I will never get cut, never break my nose, never did. And I did that for 16 years. I made a promise to her, and I kept it. I
Yeah.
was very fortunate. A lot of fighters come out boxing, a lot of scar tissue, busted nose, and like I said, the funny thing is, the year that I stopped boxing, get into a car accident, I broke my nose and busted my teeth open.
Wow.
First year, but hey.
When you had when did you think you had it in boxing? And when did Mr. Vincent tell you had it?
Mr. Vincent was the first one to say, Joe, enough.
All right.
He told me to step back because you don't want to do that anymore. I said, I felt like I didn't want to hurt nobody anymore, Charles.
No, but back when the early stages, when did he finally say, Joe, you have it? I'm going to put your.
I want to tell you something. It took me 3 months in the gym, in the bag, jump rope, and speed bag, before he allowed me to step in the ring.
Who was the older guys on the boxing team?
At that time was Henry Covey.
Yep.
There was Jimmy Perry.
Yep.
Ricky Gonzalez, Bobby Ramos, God rest his soul. Danny Dias, God rest his soul as well.
Yep.
These are the guys I was looking up to. I was being a kid watching fight, and of course Andre McCoy.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I met Andre McCoy, and the following week he was passed. He had passed for the car. So I really never got to know Andre McCoy. I knew they would help me in the gym, how to throw my punches in the bag, in the speed bag. He was helping out. And the week that he passed was devastating. Like I said, I was just trying to build a relationship to Andre, and now he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I never really knew Andre that well, but growing up and listening with Andre, I see some of his amateur fights through Mr. Vincent. I wish that he was still around.
Yeah.
God rest his soul as well. But I've always mimicked him in boxing, my boxing style, because Mr. Vincent talks so highly of Andre.
Mm-hmm.
The slipping, the bobbing weave. So Mr. Vincent, kind of taught me that same brand as Andre. And because of that, I was very successful.
What was a tall kid? I can't remember his name. West End kid, Andre's best friend. He had a quick jab. I think it was a lefty.
Wasn't Danny Dias?
No. He was taller than Andre.
Was he? Yeah.
Light complexion. He wore glasses.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't remember, Charlie.
Oh my God.
Like
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. But he was good.
Yeah.
And they said that he was definitely, if not, he was capable of surpassing anything Andre did. He just didn't have that opportunity. So.
New Bedford has a lot of good fighters from this area. A lot of real good fighters. Don't disclose, Ray Oliveira, Jason Pius, Scott Pemberton, all good fighters. They all held local, national titles.
Yes.
So you got to give them credit. It's not easy to think about it.
No, it isn't.
There are hundreds of thousands of fighters out there fighting for the same thing. An opportunity to hold the belt or to be a championship. So like I said, when New Bedford had a lot of good fighters. Like I said, Ray Oliveira, Jason Pius, and Scott Pemberton. Real good fighters.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah. Got a question here. Who was the toughest opponent in the ring for you?
In the ring for me was good question. I don't think I had a tough.
Yeah.
I can't pick one. Because every fight was a fight.
Oh, Stevie Miranda for one.
It was Steve Miranda, yes. It was Steve Miranda, Ricky Gonzalez, Henry Covey. These guys beat me, boy, when I was younger.
What about your sisters? They were tough, man.
I beat them.
You beat them?
I was always in trouble.
Yeah.
The toughest opponent I ever had was my mother.
Your mother,
She was the toughest opponent. I said to guys, my mom got to ring with Mike Tyson. She knocked out Mike Tyson.
She wasn't afraid of him.
She was not afraid of him. My mom was tough, but she was loving. She was loving.
Oh, look at the people she raised. Good woman.
7 kids. We've all done very well. Very well.
All right, someone's on there. That's my uncle. Must be Chris, right? Could be. I don't know. It doesn't say a name. It says Facebook user, but it's all right. So he was trained by Mr. Lima.
Oh yeah. Mr. Lima was one of our trainers too.
Yeah.
Because I think after Mr. Lima, I left the gym at South End. It's called City Mission.
Yeah.
Then. What was it called?
Denison Memorial.
Denison Memorial.
Yeah.
Mr. Lima was trained down there, and then but for some reason they closed the boxing part down there. He came here, Mr. Vincent. Mr. Lima also trained Mr. Vincent.
Yeah.
I think in the last of his last 2 or 3 fights. very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had some outstanding people in my corner. What I call professors of boxing.
What about Benny Spinola? Mark's father there.
Mark Spinoza's father,
Yeah.
he was tough.
Yeah.
He was tough. He was
Yeah.
tough. Mark,
He's
good guy, but tough.
Yeah, he was. I like the fact that they're bringing more fights outside.
Yeah.
And I don't know if fighters do like that, but I do like that outside. It only because of the nostalgia. It's that vintage look. You're outside, outdoors in a football field, and you got guys out there and they're boxing. I would like to bring that back to New Bedford.
That'd be nice if to come back. I fought a few times as a pro as well as an amateur outside. It's a different type of atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Being outside boxing compared to being in the gym, auditorium boxing.
Yeah,
there's something about fighting on the outdoors.
It's true. Let's see here. What we got here? All right. We love you, Joe. Yep. We love you too, Melinda. Tell Tony, straighten out the afro. Yeah. We love him. So that's see, there's so many people proud of you, man. You've done so much. When I started advertising that you were going to be on the podcast, the comments were coming out, left and right. They were definitely good reputation with the city you have, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
New Bedford's my city. I was raised here. I came back to New Bedford because I miss New Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to run away and move someplace else. You're eventually going to come back.
Yeah.
For some reason, New Bedford's got that magnet that draws you back. I've had the opportunity to stay in Vegas. I probably could stay in Vegas or California, but my family and friends are here.
Mm-hmm.
I like New Bedford.
Yeah.
I like New Bedford.
Now next week we got Frank Slaughter from Vegas. Well, he's from here, but he's out in Vegas now, and he's going to be on the podcast.
What's he do?
He's a trainer in Vegas. He actually, he worked a couple of times with Pacquiao.
All right.
And numerous others is so he's going to tell some of his stories.
Yeah, I never met him.
And in fact, I had a missed call today. I got to call him tonight. So, but he's definitely got New Bedford ties, New Bedford family, West Lawn kid.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, Dartmouth, I think it is.
One thing about Vegas, if you want to look for boxing career, Vegas is the place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to meet everybody around the world. Because everybody around the world that wants to become into that professional boxing, they have gravitated to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Vegas gravitates that type of atmosphere for fighters. I never cared for Vegas. I never cared for Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I went there because I wanted to turn pro, and Mr. Vince sent me there. But I never cared for Vegas. I don't gamble. I'm not a party person. It's to go and visit. I've been there. I've been back a few times. It's great. I don't
What's the
gamble.
greatest spot you boxed at?
Caesar's Palace.
All right.
For boxing, Caesar's Palace.
See that? Yeah, big time, man.
Yeah. That was awesome, man. That was a feeling. I fought under Virgil Hill, and Alan Solomon, and Mike McCallum's undercard.
Yep.
And I fought that Caesar's Palace. It was awesome. It was awesome. That was the plateau of every fighter.
Who got the pictures, man?
I don't know who got pictures.
Oh, man. We gotta find this stuff, man. We gotta find this. Yeah. It's what about Madison Square Garden? Anywhere in New York?
No, I've not fought New York.
No.
Most of my fights came out of Vegas, Arizona, Mexico, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I fought a lot in New Mexico. Because for a while I was having a hard time getting opponents to fight.
Okay.
So I had to move up a way. I started off as 147 welterweight division, but to get a fight, sometimes I have to move up a way to get a fight. And like I said, a lot of it was done in Mexico. Hey, experiences. I just want to get that fight, get the win. Nobody was there willing to step in the ring with me in Vegas.
Yeah.
I had to move out another. I was going to try to get a fight. Fighters today, they don't want to fight the top fighters in the division.
Yeah.
Everybody's ducking this guy to get to the guy that's on top so they can make big money.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you want to turn pro. That's the focus of professional boxing. It's money.
Yeah.
But that belt, though, man, is that pride of belt. And today, I think that they're losing that pride to hold on to that belt and just try to make the money. The money ain't gonna last.
No.
But that achievement, if you win a world title, there's hundreds of thousands of fighters in the world, and you get a world title. That's an accomplishment.
Mhm.
You know, then you've had, like I said, Scott Pemberton, Jason Pius, and Oliveira all held belts.
Yeah.
And you got to commend them for what they did. That was a strong. It took a strong man, a strong fighter, to compete at that level and to get a title.
We got Drew Dwelly, the Bedford kid,
Yeah.
moved down to Miami,
Yeah.
got trained, and he's going to be fighting here in September.
Oh,
In Boston area, I forget,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I posted it on my page. But
Yeah.
so doesn't matter, like you said,
Very nice.
you're born and raised in New Bedford, you come back.
Come back.
Look,
Come back home.
Drew trained in Miami, he's coming
Come
back.
back home anyways. Yeah, that's awesome, though. That's
I
awesome.
hope they pack the house for
Yeah.
him at home.
I hope so. Well,
Got a home
that'll be up to
dude,
us. Get out there, get support the home,
Yeah.
support him.
and he's good.
Yeah, I've seen
He's
him
good.
fight twice. He's a
Yeah.
decent fighter. His defense has not to be questionable, but
Yeah.
one thing that we did learn in boxing was, hey, listen, I'm gonna hit you, but you're not gonna hit me.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mr. Vince. Something when we started getting hit, he pulled the whip.
Mm-hmm.
He had a whip in that corner.
You know what? I got to ask Kathy, who has that whip?
Jason has that whip.
Oh, see
Jason Pius has that whip.
that?
That same horse whip, yeah.
He's too busy. I've been trying to get
Yeah.
him on this podcast,
Yeah,
man.
I
He
see
just-
him every Saturday because I go
Yeah.
to the gym with him.
all
At
right.
his gym at the KO gym. Yeah, I see him every Friday. But yeah, he's got that whip. Yeah, Jason got that whip.
Oh, I
But
got it.
imagine that you step into the ring with a guy in front of you punching you, and
Mhm.
Mr. Vista behind you with a whip.
Yep.
So you put your hands up.
Mhm.
So, well, that was his training aspect,
Robbie Mendes told me a story
Yeah.
about Andre,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I guess he was loafing, running around the gym.
Yeah.
How Mr. V had you guys going, and
Yeah.
so Andre was goofing off. So he tried to pull something on Mr. V, and
Yeah.
so he just wet his shirt with water, like he's sweating.
Yeah.
Mr. V was chasing around with the whip. So, but one of my good stories
Yeah, yeah.
in my book that I have.
Yeah, he was. Mr. Vincent was a mentor to a lot of kids in this area. The father figure to a lot of kids.
Mhm.
He was definitely an asset to Bedford.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was.
One thing I like, he didn't hide anything that he was involved in.
No, he
Good,
didn't.
bad, or ugly.
No.
He always told
Tell
you
you
the truth.
Just
Yeah.
how it is. Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Yeah, but when we lost Mr. Vincent in Bedford, we lost a great man. We
Yeah.
lost a father, an uncle, a mentor. He was something else. And you know what, child? He never asked for nothing in return.
Nope.
He never asked for nothing in return. He'll give you everything he has and spend time with you. Never asked for nothing in return. He was a great man. He was a great man.
He had everything he wanted, and it was Mrs. Vincent.
So,
That's all he wanted,
Yep.
you know?
Man. They were together 60-something years,
Mhm.
600 years, till he passed, He was a great man. He was. I miss him every day.
Have
Yeah.
you reached out to Roger House?
Oh, yeah.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, is he good for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to that dude, you guys got a lot because of him.
Roger did a lot for the boys club and the fighters at the boys
Yeah.
club. Yes. When Mr. Vincent started getting sick, Roger would be the one, carrying the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mr. Lima passed away, and Roger took that baton and he ran with it, and it was good. It was good,
So, how's your godchild doing in boxing?
My godchild, I don't know.
Oh.
He's not in the gym.
Oh,
He's
wow.
not in the gym. Yeah,
All right.
he's dead. Yeah, he's not in the gym. I said, which is okay. He's chasing girls now. He's got a car.
Yeah.
So that's all right. If he likes the training, but he's got to work, go to school, and have a girlfriend. There's no time.
Yeah.
That's the kid that's gonna have fun.
Yep.
Because if you start taking boxing like when we were at our young age, it was after school we're going to train.
Yeah.
We're training from 2 to 3 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
The only days we had off for Sunday. The only days we had off for Sunday.
Wow.
But we trained every day, and we made it to the gym. People say, "Wow, that's crazy," but at the time when you're a kid, you didn't know any better. That was our lifestyle that we, got involved into. It was,
We didn't have those games. We didn't have the game systems.
No.
Yeah, we had Atari, but that
Yeah,
wasn't
just
something that was going
Atari,
to keep
come
us in
on,
the house,
Yeah.
We run around, You
Run
had to
around.
do something physical.
You had to, something you would. Funny thing, I did, like I said, Monty's Park. I mean, that's where they hung out.
Yeah.
My father never let me hang out at Monty's Park.
Mhm.
Why?
And,
He
and
thought
look how close you live to it.
I lived on Russell Street at the time.
Yeah.
I lived on Russell Street at the time. My father and all to go by the park. I mean, Monty's Park. And I remember one time, I didn't even go to the park. I was coming in that direction. And I look over, my father behind me going, "What are you doing?" Back in. I told you I was going to march. I didn't go to the park. You know, I got a big old crack in the back of my head. Like, hey, what are you doing, you know? He did, you know. A lot of people, a lot of good people came out of Monty's Park. You know, some did well. Of course, others, didn't fan as well. You know, a lot of our old friends. Some of them passed him from drug overdose and all that. But at the time, South End wasn't bad. I mean, now you have the gangbangers everywhere. Listen, guys, young people you're fighting is fighting each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. You got the South End guys against the West End guys. Put that aside. Some of them are family. That's some dumb you are. You don't need a gang.
Yep.
You don't need a gang. Your family's your gang. Your family's your gang.
What I try to tell the kids, especially when they were middle school age and thinking about it in high school, I said, you know what? Hopefully this is just a phase with you, because eventually you're going to get to an age where you're going to see the pretty girl in your life. And that pretty girl lives in the West End or the South End. What are you going to do now?
Not going
keep sneak up, So eventually, it has, hopefully it comes to a good halt by them just getting out of the thing. But
the West End,
as
South
we know,
End, doesn't matter.
Some have passed away.
Quite a few have passed away.
Some are in jail.
There's no need for that. There's absolutely no need for that. I'm not having a kid in jail. When I was working, and I remember this kid saying, Varela? I said, what's up? So listen, you know what I regret? I said, what? I regret pulling the trigger. I forgot the kid's name, but he was looking at 25 to life sentence for shooting an individual.
Yeah.
And he goes, Varela, when I pulled that trigger, I knew I couldn't pull that trigger. I couldn't call that bullet back.
Nope.
That man sat at the jail for I think a year before he got tried. Tried and he's upstate now.
Okay.
Doing a lifetime bid. But young guy. He was young. He sat there for a while. And he goes, I know what it is. He goes, I couldn't call that bullet back. When I fired that gun, I couldn't call it back. He regret that every day.
Yep.
He took a life. He took a life.
And
in a sense, the law took your life, because now you're going to jail as a young man. God knows when you'll come out. If you ever come out. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it
You're
isn't.
fighting for nothing. You're fighting, fight for your future.
Yes. Exactly. Well, let's see how much time we got here. All right. I'm gonna look. Can't see the time. All right. What we're gonna do? We still got a few minutes, about 15 minutes. I've tried to talk to a lot of kids, and over the years about boxing, making right choices, and college, trade school. One thing I've been actually trying to get kids to get into is the trade schools, because you learn a trade.
You have something forever,
And you're closer to owning your own business by having a trade.
Trade like this, high demand right now.
Yeah.
And COVID has shown us that, if you have a trade, you're going to be in demand. Because it's something that if you're not going to go to college, I was never a college person. I went to BCC, but for me it was hard. What I'm saying? But for some kids, like it's college not for everyone. But if you're not going to college, learn the trade.
Yes.
Learn the trade. What I'm saying? If anything, because you don't want to come out of high school. You come out of high school, you're going to come home empty-handed. What's your future going to look like?
You could do it right at New Bedford Voc.
You can do it. Get a trade.
Not even. You could do it during high school while you're there. But even if you're out of high school, you go back. You
can still go back and learn a trade.
There's
always jobs.
Tons of courses there.
Man, like I said, I've had carpenters come to my house and plumbers, and prices are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they're in demand. They're in demand. As if you don't want to go to college and get an education, learn a trade. Male and female, learn a trade.
If you need electrician, plumber,
carpenter,
I got them in my family, man.
You
call them anytime, man.
No, what do you do?
Me? I pick up the knife and fork. That's all I do.
Michelle feels you good.
Yeah, she does. She does. Trying to lose weight now, man.
I'll forget that. I'm afraid to gain weight.
They call him. Not Heavy D, but Heavy Charlie.
Can you rap like Heavy D?
No, I can't rap. If I'd be golden because Michelle loves heavy D.
Does he?
Oh my God, what happened here? All right, here we go. All right, so something's going on here. All right, so well, Joe, I just want to again, thank you for being here. I want to
Pleasure.
thank.
I'm honored to be here with you, Charlie, for you asking me. Thank you very much.
Thank
you. I appreciate it.
I want to thank Lionel Walker and the communal space for having us here.
Awesome. Thank
Great,
you.
great location.
Yes, it is.
246 Union Street, New Bedford. So,
Come.
and Joe, now you have a video. Now you have another
I got
video.
another video, yes. But
This will be on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I always have it later on, and within the hour, I'll go home and I'm going to download it to Anchor and Spotify.
Okay. Yeah.
So
my video. All right.
even if you don't want to see the video of my ugly face on this side,
That's all right.
you can do an audio on.
I love you, brother. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, New Bedford.
Yes.
Thank you, New Bedford.
Thank you, everyone, for joining me and my guest, Joe Varela, New Bedford boxer, turned pro. Now he's an officer and a gentleman. Can't wait until he retires like me. It's almost time, Joe.
Almost time. Man.
Almost time, man.
You know, it's funny how our parents say, listen, do it now because before you know it'll be too late.
Yeah.
Because time go by fast. Yeah, okay, ma. Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you start hitting that 20-year mark, 21-year mark, it does go by fast. Grab a hold of your life right now, run with it. Do what you want to do. If you get dreams and desperation, go and get it. Go and get it now. Don't wait.
Nope.
Don't wait. And if your kids are straggling with them, man, grab them and take them with you.
That's right.
Take them with you because you got to take family first.
Get that pension, brother.
Yep, that's it.
And stay safe.
I will, and you will. Thank you.
I want you to enjoy your pension for 45 years.
45 years?
Yeah, 45 years, all right? So, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the Really Charlie podcast. And actually, we have another podcast next Wednesday with Frank Slaughter. He's in the boxing game. He's a trainer out in Las Vegas. He's going to share some boxing stories with us next Wednesday, same time. And please tune in. Also go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, Really Charlie. And also I have some other previous shows that are on Anchor and Spotify. Just punch in Really Charlie and all the shows will appear. All right, y'all. Thank you. Love you. Thank you for the comments. And like I said, next week. God bless. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Bedford.
All right.
Thank you, Charlie.
Awesome. Great.